Nintendo did the absolute unthinkable. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Jimmy here, back with another video. I know I have not posted in a couple of days, but I'm coming to you today with kind of a longer video. I think this is definitely going to be a longer one. We're going to be talking about the things I'd like to see in this Nintendo Direct. Not sure what I'm going to title this video, but it's basically going to be to that idea of basically we're going to be talking about the things I want to see in this Nintendo Direct. So basically, just like every morning, I'm going on Twitter, I'm looking at everything, and a new Nintendo Direct has been announced. I can't even believe it's actually happened. Like, the fact that we actually have a Direct, people were arguing maybe Directs are canceled, maybe we'll never get another Direct again, but look at it now. And as of this time right now, it is sitting at 104.3k likes on Facebook. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to read you the tweet, and then we're going to talk about the things I'd like to see. I am so excited. I don't know if you could tell. Tune in 2/17 at 2 p.m. PT for a hashtag Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 50 minutes of information focused on available games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and games coming to the hashtag Nintendo Switch in the first half of 2021. So here we go. Round of applause for Nintendo. I cannot believe that we're actually getting a Nintendo Direct. It feels like a pipe dream because truthfully, we've been waiting on a Nintendo Direct for an unrealistic amount of time, to the point where, like I said, people actually were saying to themselves, is the whole Nintendo Direct thing done? Are we just going to get Direct Minis? Are we just going to get Facebook announcements? Are we just going to get stuff like that from now on? And honestly, I was kind of with them saying, you know what, truthfully speaking, I don't think we're getting a Direct. I mean, it's been literally like years since the last General Direct. I mean, literally years. And I mean, honestly, I just can't believe this. Like, we're getting one literally like tomorrow. Like, oh my God, I have to prepare for this. Like, I got to have a recap ready for you guys tomorrow. I got to give you guys my thoughts on it today. Who knows? Maybe we're going to do a live stream later talking about the Direct. I don't know what the plan is, but all I do know is that we are going to be doing some absolutely crazy stuff. So first of all, let's talk about what I think is the most realistic thing to be shown off. Obviously, a first fighter of the final 3 DLC for Smash Brothers, because there's only 3 left to my knowledge that they're going to be giving us for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I think that, we need to see one of the fighters, especially with the way they worded it. Kind of seems like we are definitely going to be seeing one of the fighters based on the fact that they literally wrote that the live stream will be focused on available games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So they literally wrote that. So I mean, I feel like it's a high possibility that we see a new fighter come out. Next, I think that we may get some DLC for Smash Brothers, especially because they're bringing it up. And I also think some DLC for Animal Crossing would make a lot of sense, considering Animal Crossing is now like one of Nintendo's 10-pull franchises. It's the second best-selling game on Switch. Who knows by this point if it's eaten Mario Kart 8 Deluxe alive? I have no way to tell you, but I think it probably is pretty close if it hasn't already taken it over in sales. But anyways, let's keep going with my list here. Obviously, I'm hoping for Breath of the Wild 2 to be shown off. That would just mean a lot to me, especially because a game like Breath of the Wild 2 is obviously going to garner a ton of hype, and they haven't done a Nintendo Direct in so long that the stakes are very high, because there's been some great things shown off at Nintendo Direct Minis and different things. So this has to be absolutely amazing. At least this is my opinion. In order to live up to that Direct name, they're kind of giving a Direct kind of like a legendary status feeling nowadays. It's no longer just like a thing that happens. It's like a global phenomenon. This is a Nintendo Direct. This is not a Direct Mini. This is not a Partner Showcase Mini. This is not any of that other stuff. This is an actual Nintendo Direct, and I feel like the name has to live up to it. Who knows? We get Switch Pro? Are we getting Switch Pro here? But, we'll touch on Switch Pro a little later. Next, I obviously would like to see the Metroid Prime collection pack or whatever get shown off. Something about Metroid Prime 4. Definitely some Metroid information. It is an anniversary this year, so that'd be nice to see. Next up, obviously, I'd like to see some Splatoon 3 or maybe even ARMS 2. I don't know. It would be cool because those games are getting old nowadays. Maybe we would be able to see new incarnations of them, especially if we are getting that Switch Pro this year. Who knows? I mean, at this point, I think it's pretty logical to say that we're probably going to get it. Maybe we'll also get, I don't know, more Bowser's Fury information, maybe because they've already released it. Maybe they're going to give us DLC to go along with that. That one's probably not going to happen, everybody. I know that one's probably not going to happen, but I have to give you guys all the thoughts that are running through my head at the moment, and you never know. I'm currently still waiting for my copy of Super Mario 3D World Deluxe plus Bowser Fury to get here. Wow, that name is very long. I never really realized it until just saying it does not roll off the tongue nicely. But I think that, I will enjoy it once I get it. I'm looking forward to it a lot. But under the same token, that is why I have not had any content out on it. I do not have a copy of the game right now, so that's kind of why. So I apologize for that. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Now, with the DLC or the add-on to Bowser's Fury, a lot of people did complain about how short it was, and I thought maybe Nintendo would add DLC to a port. I don't know if they've ever done such a thing before, but I still think it would be kind of cool. I mean, I know they've added DLC to a port because they take the DLC the original game came out with, but I'm saying after they've released the port on the Switch, have they ever done DLC on that? I don't think they have, so that's why I'm kind of thinking the possibility of something like that happening is very low. But anyways, let's go on to the next thing. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. Now, obviously, the Pokemon Company beats to their own drum. They don't follow Nintendo's rules, really. Nintendo is just one pillar of a bigger Parthenon, I guess you could say. I don't know what to say about that, but I feel like they're one piece of a puzzle. I feel like with Nintendo and the Pokemon Company is ultimately going to make their own decisions if Nintendo's happy or not. And if Nintendo wanted to give us a little teaser of the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I could see that happening, but I do not see full-fledged trailers coming out for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I think that the Pokemon Company is going to do their own thing when Pokemon turns 35 with their little direct thing video, whatever they want to call it. They're probably going to do their own thing, so I highly doubt that we're going to be seeing too much of that, but you never know. We may actually also see that too. That is definitely a possibility. I'm really looking forward to the Diamond and Pearl remix. I think by this point, they're all but confirmed. Now we can just cross our fingers that we're getting Mega Evolution and not Dynamaxing. I do not want Dynamaxing back. I would love to see Mega Evolutions, Primal Forms, anything of that nature would be great, but when it comes to Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, I personally am not the biggest fan. And based on the reception that my video got, a lot of people are not either. It seems to be a lot of people agreeing with me that, it's not the best way for Pokemon to go. I think that's very much so an agreed opinion, and hopefully the Pokemon Company sees this, because they can pretend to be as tone deaf as they want. But we know for a fact that they're seeing these comments. They definitely are to some degree. I mean, there's no way no one at Game Freak saw the Dexit controversy. I mean, I just know stuff like that had to be affecting them to some capacity. Anyways, let's talk about the next thing I'd love to see. Obviously, Pikmin 4 gets showed off. We know it's in development. We know it's definitely somewhere around the corner. We could also see more Nintendo Switch Online. I know more games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online tomorrow. Who knows, are they going to add even more to them? I don't know, but basically the lineup they're adding is pretty weak in my opinion. If you like those games, no offense to you. It's just in my opinion, I feel like they're not any Mario, Zeldas, Donkey Kongs, any like tentpole Nintendo franchises. And I get that it's not always going to be like that, but still, I feel like when you drop a batch of games, there should be at least one in there that's recognizable. But maybe they did run out of games. I'm not really sure. I don't play a lot of retro games on the Switch. I play them on their actual consoles. That's just the thing I do. I know that's like, a lot of people don't care. But I do like the feeling of putting the DS cartridge in and loading up Pokemon Black and White rather than just playing it digitally or... Well, I guess that's a bad example. You can't get Black and White digitally, but you guys get what I mean, right? You understand what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to the whole Nintendo Switch Pro thing, because I promised you we'd get back to that. And Breath of the Wild 2, because I think, here's the thing, Zelda's turning 35 this year, right? And I think that Nintendo is going to want to make this into a big deal, because obviously Zelda, like at this point, is just as popular, if not more popular, than Mario. And because of that, I think it's definitely safe to say that Zelda's going to get treated right. I think after March 35th, we're going to move on to the Zelda 35th anniversary phase, and it's going to run till, who knows, March 35th of 2022? I have no idea. All I know is that I'm personally expecting, for me this year, expecting some type of a collection released along with the Metroid Prime trilogy. I'm hoping that we get a collection for that and we get a collection for Zelda. That'd be really nice to have them both, and I think it would make a lot of fans happy, especially me. And I think a lot of people watching this video happy too, based on the comments I've received. I truly am just thinking that that's definitely a possibility to get. Who knows? They could even be the 3DS ports. I mean, they're already done. We know Grezzo is working on something, and they did help port over some of the Zelda games that were older to newer consoles and work on different things. There's been some trademarks being renewed for the Phantom Hourglass. Some things have been going on with Zelda that make no sense, like why you do such things. And I think it's all leading up to some type of inevitable collection or release of games that we've already had released onto the Switch. I think that's what's happening here, but there's no 100% just yet. You never know. I mean, this could just be for nothing. Nintendo does, always remember this, Nintendo does trademark things for absolutely no reason all the time. And I think the thing is that, you know, this may not be an exception to that. We've seen the strange Joy-Con trademarks. We've seen all these weird trademarks that never ended up being used. And we know that Nintendo basically at one point or another thought this was, you know, valuable enough to actually put a patent on it and trademark it. I guess that's not the same thing really, but kind of is. And basically, you know, they wanted the world to know that this is their creation. So obviously they thought about using it to some capacity, and then they just never do. So stuff like this happens all the time. So maybe it really has nothing to do with that. But when it comes to Switch Pro, I think by this point it's inevitable to say that maybe some hardware is going to get shown off. But before I get too excited about that, I want to keep my expectations and reality in check, because here's the thing, right? They have a Monster Hunter Switch coming out. They just released a Mario Switch literally a couple days ago. Would it make a lot of sense to show you the Switch Pro right now? Personally, for me, I just don't think it would. I really don't think it would. And I think, truthfully speaking, it's not going to happen. I think that maybe we get a teaser, but I don't think we're going to get like a look at it. You know, we may get like a logo for like a Super Switch or something to hype people up. But I don't know if necessarily we're going to go... I almost said go home. Yeah, no, we're not going to any events right now. I don't think we're going to go back to our regular lives with a mental picture of what the Switch Pro looks like. Like, I don't think Nintendo's going to show that off in this presentation. I think that pretty much for the most part, we may get like a logo or some confirmation that it exists, maybe. But under the same token, I feel like they're going to want to hype it up. Who knows, maybe even holiday or June, July. Launch it with that Breath of the Wild 2, which is confirmed, thank God. And, you know, have an absolutely amazing console cycle. I still can't even believe that this actually happened. Like, think about this. Okay, we went from questioning if the Nintendo Direct video format even exists anymore to getting a nearly 50-minute long presentation from Nintendo on the Nintendo Direct. Like, think about the change of events. I have to say that I'm absolutely so excited for this, but I want to move on to third-party endeavors and things I'd like to see on the Switch that may never hit the Switch. But you never know. We got Persona 5 Strikers in a couple days coming out, right? Wouldn't it be really cool if we got Persona 5 Royal? I would lose it. I mean, that's one of my favorite games of all time. And I think that, you know, having it on that console would be really, really nice to have, you know? And maybe we never get it because there's a high chance we won't. But, you know, there is a high chance that, you know, Atlas is seeing they were so surprised with the sales on Steam. They're going to put this new game on Steam. Maybe they're going to move their games over from just basically being PlayStation exclusives without Sony paying them anything. It was kind of a stupid idea in the first place, but they seem to be avoiding Xbox. I'm not sure what that's about. They'll go to Steam. They'll go to literally everything but Xbox. Like, imagine putting your game on Steam before putting it on Xbox. Like, that just makes no sense to me at all. But whatever. Let's keep rolling with the video. Basically, I want to see Persona 5 Royal come to the Switch, or even I'll settle for Persona 5. Who knows, maybe Persona 4 Golden? Like, I don't know. I do think we need, like, an actual Persona game. Not saying Persona 5 Strikers isn't an actual Persona game. It is a sequel to Persona 5, just Persona 5. I don't think it's a sequel to Royal, but the thing is that I think we need an actual, like, core Persona game. Not saying it's not a real Persona game, but just saying like one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm even okay with taking one of the really, really older games in the series. Next up, I would love to see GTA 5 hit the Switch. I think by this point, it is a nearly 10-year-old game. I think somebody could definitely figure it out, especially if we have a Switch Pro around the corner. Maybe it's a Switch Pro exclusive. Who knows? But under the same token, I think that GTA 5 hitting the Switch would be, honestly, like a dream come true. Considering we've been talking about this for years, how much we'd love to have GTA Portable. And honestly, I'd love to just go around the house playing GTA Online, or leave the house playing Grand Theft Auto Story Mode and different things. I think that, you know, that could be a really amazing thing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if something like that ever happens, you know, because there is a high chance, in my opinion, that it happens. Rockstar has shown minimal interest in the Switch, and I think by this point, a lot of people are seeing it's coming up on 100 million sales, and I think they're seeing that they're just being brats at this point, not putting their stuff on Switch. Next, I'd love to see Red Dead Redemption 2, if we're going to stick with Rockstar. I mean, that would be a great one, too, a game that I have not personally played. I've heard a lot of good things about. I'd really love to experience that. You know, I think that would be great. Obviously, I do have a PS5, and I might buy it for PS4 and play it on my PS5 now that I have one, but if I could take that game like that on Switch, that would just be amazing. Let's just put it this way, okay? If they could get Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal to run on the Switch, then there's no excuse we can't get GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to Switch. I think that literally we could 100% see those. Next up, I'd love to see Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is another one of my favorite games. I absolutely love that game. Truthfully, one of the greatest games in my opinion, and I think that it would make a lot of sense to put it on Switch. It would be nice to take a game like that portably too. I think that it would make a lot of sense based on the fact that it is very much so an open world game. It kind of does fit the theme of Witcher, Breath of the Wild, the games that are on the Switch right now, The Witcher 3, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I always forget the full name. I think it would make a lot of sense for it to hit Switch just like that game did, just like those games did, and I think that it would make a lot of people happy to have it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to all this so much, seeing what Nintendo is going to do, what games they're going to bring, because you know there's going to be some third-party action. May not be any of the things I suggested, and there's a high chance it's not. But I want to talk about the things that I'm most excited for, right? I'm most excited, number one, with hopefully seeing some type of Pokemon reveal. Most excited, number two, seeing some type of Breath of the Wild 2 reveal. Most excited, number three, hopefully seeing some Switch Pro, but I put it at number 3 and not at number 1 because I just don't think the possibility's all that high, so I want to put other things in my head, forcing myself to get excited about other things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear your theories in the comment section below on what you'd love to see shown off at a Nintendo Direct. Who knows what we're going to see? All I do know is that if it's 50 minutes long, it's going to be hard for Nintendo to disappoint us. I think that this is going to be an absolutely amazing showcase, and I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop me a like, comment, maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. Like I said, I may be doing some live streams either today or tomorrow. Who knows what we're going to do? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Jimmy out of here. Thank you all for your support. But also, shout out to Nintendo, and thank you to Nintendo for bringing all of us this joy.